What's up, Spellslingers? Blakeizen here, and today we're going to take a look at a Grixis variant of the Superfriends deck I put together last week. But before we do, if you're enjoying the deck list, enjoying the deck text, or the gameplays, just let me know. Show me some love and hit that subscribe button. So the first thing you can see in our low-cost spells is that we're running a variety of Disruption. We have 3 of Spell Pierce, and 4 Shocks on our turn 1 plays that we can do. Spell Pierce really hurts decks trying to look for the early spectacle activation, such as mono red aggro, and same goes for Shock. Either one of these cards can lock down that deck for being able to just start snowballing on turn 1 or turn 2. So these cards are really useful, and Shock is also doubly useful against the Llanowar Elves opening. So very good spells in the 1-cost slot here, and I think Spell Pierce is kind of sleeper strong at the moment. It does a really good job of shutting down those 3-cost Planeswalkers that want to come down and gain a bunch of card advantage, such as Narset and Teferi on 3, and also even Saheeli, which I'm seeing run around a little bit. Lightning Strike is kind of just more shocks in our deck. It does handle Goblin Chain Whirler, but most of the time we're going to use it to blow up a Planeswalker or a similar threat that we would with our shocks. So it just is there kind of as a repeat offender in the burn spell category. Thought Erasure on 2, very solid. Everybody hates it. It's a very good card. It really just 1-for-1s with whatever your opponent's looking to do, and it gives you that Surveil 1. You can really filter things off the top of your deck and try to find something that's more important that you need for your hands. You might be struggling to find that 3rd or 4th land drop, and this will really help you get there. As far as strength of a card goes, this is probably one of the strongest uncommon cards in the game, and we are not going to see it go away anytime soon. This card is just next level good. Narset on 3 here shuts down our opponent looking to draw more cards, gives us filtering through our deck. We can kind of dig and see, find an answer that we might need. Also helps us keep a Planeswalker on board. A lot of times they will ignore Narset when she's down to 1 for our Sarkhan the Masterless play on 5. But she does a really good job letting us find our Planeswalkers and our board clears and things like that. We run 4 board clears, 2 Cry the Carnarium and 2 Ritual Soot. Cry the Carnarium a little better against things like a Danto Vanguard, but Ritual Soot can kill some fatter creatures. So I've got them split between 2 of right now, but this could easily change just depending on which matchup you're playing. And the main reason I wanted to run a Grixis variant of this deck, I was doing a little bit of playing and reading the cards, and I wanted to get a little bit more value out of Sarkhan the Masterless, because his text says whenever a creature attacks you or a Planeswalker you control, each dragon you control deals 1 damage to that creature. This guy is an Elder Dragon. So on turn 4, if we play this guy, we get ahead on 1 card, they have to bend something. Just throw it away. Pretty cool. It's a 4/4 flyer for 4. Very awesome. This guy's in a lot of Grixis decks, but he does get a little bit of synergy from Sarkhan the Masterless there. Sarkhan the Masterless come down on turn 5 behind this guy, can just make a token, and then suddenly your 2 dudes are threatening to shoot everything that your opponent has for 2. So very, very relevant. I've been really impressed with Chandra in the mid-rangey type of decks that I've been running in these like Planeswalker piles. She does a really good job of just keeping card advantage going for you, and she's a big threat. She's kind of like a ticking time bomb waiting to go off. She gives you she feels like playing a Search for Azcanta, but you kind of like get that card every turn. But if you don't want it, you exile it. So that +1 is super valuable, but if you ever get to do that -7, you've probably won the game already. She is just a powerhouse on maintaining card advantage, and one of the really funny interactions, like say the mono red aggro matchup, is if they punch your Chandra and they have a Chandra on board, you guys can just have a ping war, shooting things back and forth with your Chandra. So very good card, one to look out for in the future, because we've got a lot of Chandras coming out next set. And I think this one's going to be here to stay. She feels really strong. And I think she deserves more places than just the mono red aggro deck. So we're running a 1 of Eldest Reborn. This one just helps us, not take damage from killing the enemy Chandra, or beats enemy Teferi on 5, things like that. It's just a really flexible card and gives us a lot of card advantage. It gives us a little extra discard on turn 2, and also just lets us get back something that we've lost in the past. Sarkhan the Masterless has been my build around me for the last 2 weeks. I'm really loving playing this card right now. He is super fun to play. He's a little bit difficult to learn when you first get the hang of him, because it's a little It's a little harder to understand when you need to +1 versus -3. A lot of times you want to force your opponent to have to spend an extra card to get rid of Sarkhan the Masterless. But if you just play him for 5 and -3 and make a 4/4 token, well, you have created 2 threats on board with 1 card. So it is pretty cool, and I've really been loving playing this guy. We run 1 Nico Bolas Dragon God. You could probably play 2 of this guy. You could probably play 4 of this guy. This is a very, very solid card. He just lets you get more card advantage, and he also gives you pretty flexible removal in his -3. And his -8, his ultimate, can just be a win condition all on its own if you can handle the things going on the board well enough. This guy is going to be around for a while also, and I expect to see a lot more of this card in the future. And I run a one-off Ugin just for more card advantage, can make some blockers, and also has more flexible removal. The -3, one thing to note is in those long drawn-out control matches, that -3 can blow up an Azcanta before it gets flipped. And in the sideboard, we can play like Bedeck Bedazzle to destroy the land version of Azcanta the Sunken Ruin. Once we get there. But very important on the +1 and -3 in the meta here. Very solid card. We don't really care about his first line of text, but I really like this guy on 6. He's pretty easy to cast. Being 6 colorless, we can just pay for it however we want to. But I do wanted to touch on, we are playing 4 Interplanar Beacon here, and this really puts a nail in the coffin against those very aggressive decks. This really helps us in the mono red aggro matchup. Just a very solid. We're playing like 13 Planeswalkers in the main board, so that's a lot of life we could gain. If you have 2 of these down, your colors are pretty easy. Mana is pretty fixed, and you gain 2 life every time you play a Planeswalker. So very, very solid land in a deck like this. And probably one of my other top 3 favorite cards to come out of War of the Spark is Mobilized District. This just gives us a secondary thing we can do on our turn, aggressively or defensively, especially versus a control deck, because this allows us a creature to get away from board clears and things like that. Not that we're very worried about it, because we are running board clears and not many creatures, but it is a really fun land. But that is the deck list. I've got a couple of best of ones lined up to show you guys, to where I played against some meta things. I think it was 2 mono red aggro matchups, a Is It Phoenix, and a Boros Feather deck we ran into doing our little ladder climb. And I'm about to start taking the ladder climb a little more seriously, so expect to see some higher tiered gameplay coming up in the future. But with that, I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you next week. Good lands, kind of. We don't get to play Narset yet, but we do look like we're going to be able to play, Shock, Lightning Strike, and Ritual Ascent. So really depends on what opponent plays. We try to pass very quickly after we do that. It kind of looks like we made a mistake. Maybe we could full control every step, but I'm pretty lazy, so. I was worried about that. We cannot kill that with Shock, though we can Lightning Strike it, so. So 2 things here when it comes to playing our lands. The Steam Vents hits us for 2, but allows us to potentially play Narset on turn 3. So the thing is, Feather is a really aggressive deck, and that 2 life might matter. But I think it's the right play to just go ahead and give up the 2 life, just in case we can play Narset. We have no real way to protect her right now, because he's probably just gonna... Okay. Probably has a buff spell. Unlucky. So if he goes to do anything, we can use Shock in response. Okay. So he may want to cast a card on it this turn. I mean, I'm content to just sit here and take 2. before that thing gets out of hand. Narset lets us leave back that shock, which I'm not sure matters. Okay, well, we got our dude out of it. Ordering. See if we even deal with this deck. We need to hit a 5th land and try to block forever with dragon tokens, so it's going to be kind of hard. Spell Pierce isn't very good, but I think it might be better than seeing another Narset. I'm not sure. Maybe this deters him from punching Narset. I'm not sure. I think Lava Coil may be the better card in this deck. Can't really. That's whatever. Now Ritual of Soot does hit Feather, so he got his Sheltering Light back, I believe. Oh no, because it didn't get to target him. I think we should go for the Ritual of Soot and force him to spend a card if he has it. See if we can get him to pay 4 more life, just in case. Could become relevant. We're gonna spend all of our mana next turn, as best we can tell, anyways. So swinging 3. Okie dokie. The Feather decks started running a Danto Vanguard because they had trouble keeping dudes on the board to have targets for their cards, and it's just a little easier to keep a Danto Vanguard around. So this really hurts him. What in the world? Oh, okay. Not a bad play. You may want to hit the Sarkhan, brother. I mean, my life total is open. So there's that. I mean, he could have lethal here. So, Mobilized District currently costs 3. If we play Chandra, red. Oh, no, we can't. We still can't really do it. We do need to play a Planeswalker. Go ahead and gain a life, because he's really low on cards. And we don't have a blue for Thought Erasure, though.
Past, present, and future are bound by threads of time. Hone your prowess.
Lightning Shot doesn't really do anything. It puts him to 4, but that doesn't help us win. Lightning Strike, rather. I think Sarkhan is the take. It would have been sick if we had the second blue. Okay. Man.
Keep an open mind.
Well, that's the card for sure. We did it. Don't want to see a feather. We did it. It was a good game. Sarkhan is so good at pressuring the board, though. He just comes down and you can read the board state. You're like, do I need a +1 to keep my dude alive, or do I need to, you know, make a token? And if you make the token, you're threatening having a planeswalker on board. It's going to keep doing that, and you're threatening a 4/4 dragon token that just happens to deal 1 damage to all of our opponent's creatures. Okay, well that hurts. So we can, man, I don't want to give up 2 life right here. We may need to. I mean, if we don't pay 2 life and kill the thing, we take 2 from it anyways, and it's a wizard, so. I still want to have Spell Pierce available. Okay, 3rd. Chain Whirler hurts. Well, he bricked. Came on life. Okay.
My brow, I have just the trick for this.
Took the lightning strike there over the Thought Erasure because he's on the play. So we're having to react a little bit more than if he were on the draw. Yep. Land Kin. And we're just going to kill that Steamkin for sure. He's probably just going to spin a shock or something. Yep.
Fury will only lead you astray.
Well, we could clear his board if we wanted to take 2 damage. As much as I hate to, I think we need to. Good lord, we've had to shock ourselves so many times. We've done half his work for him. Shot ourselves for 6 for our lands, gained 1. But Interplanar Beacon really helps this match. Tasty. So I think we just send Nicol Bolas down, get rid of whatever is in his hand, probably 2 burn spells. Yeah. Play our thing. Okay. This is gonna be nice, unless he has a 1-drop. Oh yeah, it's pretty good. We don't take any damage because he has to sacrifice it. And I am not sure we attack, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it started just in case. He's gonna have to discard next turn. Okay, well, he's gonna go in for 1 for sure. We gave up 1 life for 4 damage on him. It's probably really dumb. I think we just blow his dude up. We're going to pressure his life total, play it a little risky, because if we see Sarkhan, we're going to win. Sarkhan is lethal. Doesn't matter, we got him anyways. Well. He took a mulligan, we're on the draw. Card advantage, card advantage. This one's more threatening. Play that blue because we don't know what he's gonna do. Leave Spell Pierce up. He's really happy he did not get Thought Erasure. Just gonna handle that right there. Those tokens hurt. We know that for sure. And we need to see some lands. So he was about to miss his land drop right there. That's essentially what that means every time. Ah, juicy. Alright, so we go with the more threatening play here. Establishes a little more board dominance, makes him have to respond to it. It's better than just playing something that doesn't do anything this turn. Now Chandra is strong. Alright, so he's just Drake's. Okay. Just Drake's, quote unquote. If we get this Narset down, he's gonna have a bad time. This card is super good against Drake's. And I don't think I'm even gonna minus. Yeah. I'm gonna leave her at 5 so she's not open to a lightning strike. So he's gonna have to spend 2 cards. Which is kind of the same as, yeah, see, it's kind of the same as drawing 1. It still puts us way ahead of him to make him have to spend a shock and a lightning strike on it. Leaves our Nicol Bolas open. Crazy things like that. Narset is extremely strong against Phoenix deck. I wonder what the chances are he has a. Well, he obviously didn't have a lightning strike, or he would have killed it. So, just again, we're gonna sit right here.
You wanna go, tough guy? No problem. Fire can't solve.
Now Narset, he can draw 1 card on our turn, so he just has to pace himself a little differently. But he can't just like draw, charter course, draw, things like that. So I think he gambled that shock on finding another lightning strike. So I mean, we hit him for 8 right here if we want to, or we get Ugin down, start building up a board. I mean, either Ugin or Nicol Bolas is pretty good. I mean, I think Nicol Bolas is just nuts here because he has to get rid of something. It's a little more threatening than Ugin. Draw a card, you exile something. Oh, fancy. Exile, not discard. Important. Okay, we definitely don't need that. Just in case he hits us with a Drake. So if he doesn't play a creature or counter, or run a counter spell, we're going to kill him with. We have lethal with Sarkhan the Masterless. GG. This is for sure mulligan. If this was a colored land, I mean, I wouldn't care what colored I would have played this hand. Well, that's an interesting one because we really want to see a blue, but that is a pretty good card. You know, against most decks. Oh, look. This is one of those decks that card's good against. See if we can not get run over in time. Always bolt the Firebrand. Sometimes they just keep a 1-lander with a haster and try to get light up the stage right here. Okay. Maybe get a little punished, I'm not sure. We do not have a blue source for this guy. We do have what we need to Ritualist it though. Light up the stage, go ham. Wow, okay. he's running some kind of weird buff spell. Alright. So he's got a handful to burn. That's what we have learned. Be cool if we see a blue off the top. Wow. Okay. Blue off the top means put the big boy in there. Discard one of your mini shocks. Yep, no wizards. He can't really swing. We would block anyways, even if we expected to lose our dude. I mean, I think we just send in this ritualistic. Set him back very far. He doesn't get to trigger that on his turn. He doesn't get to ramp the Steamkin. We hit him for 4, and we are going to hit him for 4. We play the Watery Grave here over the Interplanar Beacon because we have no need for a land to come in untapped. So we're just going to save our 2 life. This will be untapped next turn anyhow. And this turn right here is going to show us the exact reason I wanted to play Sarkhan the Masterless, because this guy's a dragon. And then we play this guy, and then we -3 and make a dragon. We now shoot things for 2. But if we -3 here, we open him up to getting exploded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take 7. I mean, I think we just -3 anyways. I don't care about preserving him. We trade our 2 loyalty and a burn spell for a 4/4 flyer, so he can have it.
There is no peace.
He's gonna have some problems getting through this. Okay. We will probably kill him. So we can swing. Pay 2 life. Flip. And we just put Sarkhan back down and make another dragon token. Yep.
Feel the heat of my magnificence.
I do believe that this is a good game. There's no way he has enough mana available to do 8 more damage. What? Oh, that's actually really smart because it gets you the shuffle with Experimental Frenzy. I like that. So if you have that out earlier, you can just throw Evolving Wilds, sacrifice it, and get a shuffle, so you can potentially keep running through your